You don't want to miss this. If you're a college student or you're a recent graduate, you probably have experienced that the job market is changing. That is true in the US, and that is particularly true in Europe and even in China. Recent college graduates between the ages of 22 and 27 are currently facing an unemployment rate of over 5.8% in the US. In Europe, that is much higher, up to 23% in Spain, for example. For the first time in modern history, this group has crossed the national average, meaning young degree holders are now less likely to have a job than an average worker. That statistical shift breaks a long-standing promise. For decades, the bachelor's degree was marketed as a guaranteed path to corporate stability and a predictable middle-class life, much like the uniform suburban expansion in the 1950s. That separation has evaporated. The unemployment gap between high school graduates and those with a four-year degree has narrowed to just 1%. Employers are taking note of this reality. Roughly 45% of companies recently removed degree requirements for certain roles after finding that university programs often focus on theoretical concepts that are disconnected from the current economy. It simply takes too long to come up and change a university degree program. By the time that skill has been taught, it is probably completely outdated already. The degree no longer functions as a reliable economic shield. Instead, a new generation is entering the workforce burdened by debt, but lacking a clear mechanism to convert that education into a career. Because most of the things that you have learned in university, AI can already do better than you will ever do it right now just using AI. This crisis is a permanent structural shift in how businesses function. We have entered the ancient era, where specialized artificial intelligence systems perform tasks that once required a human workforce and generally outperform them. The corporate ladder is losing its bottom rungs. Junior analysts, administrative assistants, and entry-level coders are vanishing because AI algorithms can process that data instantly and at a significantly lower cost than a trainee. If you are a startup job right now in IT and programming, you are toast, because already we estimate, at least internally, 90% of our software is now written by AI. This creates a high-stakes paradox for the modern graduate. You need experience to be hired, but the very role intended to provide that experience has been automated away. The traditional entry-level pipeline is effectively dead. Companies are no longer in the business of training the next generation, which forces a total rethink of how anyone enters the workforce. A growing segment of top talent is opting out of the traditional corporate environment entirely. They are moving to global hubs like Bali, for example, and they start their remote careers on their own, proving that they can use the tools to build companies to execute on ideas or to further the cause of other companies, showing that they can get things done. This demand is also reaching EX Venture Academy, where the competition for an alternative education is intense. The latest batch saw 25,000 applications competing for just 12 available spots. The academy operates on a single core principle. Execution is more valuable than credentials. Students here avoid hypothetical case studies. They spend their time executing live projects for actual climate technology and other AI companies, for example, delivering real work for companies like 0x and Seraph. Effective education is this new environment requires building systems with real financial consequences. Survival depends on a portfolio of finished work, not a passing grade on a test. The role of the modern worker is shifting toward the role of an orchestrator, a manager. Instead of doing the grunt work, a single person manages specialized AI agents for complex financial modeling, for example, for market research, for marketing. There's so many things where you can now orchestrate agents to do a big part of the footwork by itself. A student might use an AI system to synthesize technical data into a finalized grant application, for example, securing millions of funding. This requires a relentless pace, relentless change, and rethinking if the tools that we used a week ago are still relevant to our world today. Every Monday, the team performs a ruthless evaluation of their toolkit. identifying which software programs are still relevant and which must be immediately discarded. Stuff we programmed 6 months ago, automations we did, they look archaic in comparison. Modern comparative advantage belongs to those with the intellectual agility to adapt and abandon tools and ideas as fast as technology evolves itself. That means if you had a great idea 4 weeks ago for a software product that you can now get as a free add-on to ChatGPT, for example, you have to move on quickly. You can't be stuck in this mindset that just because you invest the time, it has to be worth something. It is a completely new way of thinking how to speed up the process and move on and always use the newest tools to create products that might only be around for 3 to 6 months. That's it. Today, the average worker tenure sits at just about 4.1 years, making long-term corporate loyalty a thing of the past. So this has changed as well. This has given rise to the portfolio career. And this is what will protect you and prepare you for. In this model, your professional identity is not tied to one skill. It is tied to a plethora, to a toolbox of different problem-solving, adopting mindsets and skills that you can implement and act on in any company environment. This new workforce we create relies on asynchronous collaboration. Teams contribute to global projects across different time zones, replacing the traditional office cubicle with a decentralized network, maybe working from the beach in Bali, for example. If you get your work done, nobody cares. Beyond the software and the networks, the most important human trait in this environment is resilience. After 2 decades in the climate sector and finance, I have observed that companies typically fail when the founder's resilience breaks under the weight of sustained market pressure and change. You just get tired, you burn out. But now, actually, the environment of startups 10 years ago feels relaxing in comparison. Everything is moving so much faster. Success today belongs to those who stop waiting for instructions and start building the systems that are already defining not just the future of work, but the present. How to interact with AI, how to ask it questions, how to fix things on your own. This is an incredibly inspiring time to use all these tools to come and help you create your visions and bring them to life. But you have to use the tools and create the mindset that gets you on the top of that food chain and that gives you the tools to survive and prosper in the future. If you're interested in EX Venture, you can always reach out to us or check in with any of our portfolio companies. They all work the same way as AI agent first and pick up the skills that you will need to survive and thrive in any business in the future.